We've been speaking with Lisa Washington, WNBA sports agent and founder of CAMDA Sports Foundation of Canada. We're going to continue the conversation and get to know more about her story. So we mentioned a little bit about greatness.
Yes.
And about establishing greatness in your life, and it doesn't matter where you come from, you can rise. Let's talk a little bit more about that in your experience.
I truly believe greatness is a process. It's studying the craft. It's learning the industries that you want to get into.
Yeah.
I feel that there are businesses that people get into and that they go to school for, say, doctor, lawyer.
Right.
That's a specific craft. You need theory for that.
Yeah.
You can't bypass that.
No.
And
Yeah.
so, that you go to school for 8 to 10 years. That's the process to
That's the
greatness.
process, yeah.
And I think in business, it's a little bit different because once you get a taste of business, you want to get into a little bit of everything.
Right.
Because business is so great. You realize, oh, that can be turned into that, and that can be turned into this.
Yeah.
And so I truly believe that nobody should rush your greatness, and don't allow anybody to rush it.
Right.
Some people have asked, oh, so when are you doing this? When is your memoir? When?
Yeah.
Well, those things take
Process.
time.
Yeah.
I've got to live. I write a little bit,
Yeah.
put it down,
Yep.
and visit it again in a year or two, because then I can tell you all that I've learned from business in that year.
Exactly.
And, it's the greatness of the process is when you start, finish. Don't give up, because everything on social media says when you're almost there, that's when it all happens.
Yes.
When you feel like giving up, it's
Yeah.
almost there.
Yeah.
And it's true.
It's so
It's
true.
absolutely true.
I believe
and so, I truly believe that there's a process to that. Having the right people, right foundations,
Yeah.
knowing your craft,
Yeah.
knowing the industry, rest, balance, food, pray, all of that.
All of that. All encompassing.
Yes,
All encompassing.
absolutely.
So we mentioned CAMDA, but let's
Yes.
get into it a little bit more.
For
So
sure.
it's your non-for-profit organization.
It is.
Tell us what it's all about.
It's funding kids in recreational sports,
Yeah.
arts, music, and life skills. SEAM is sports, education, arts, and music. And so what they do is they fill out an application. It comes into me, and I review it.
Okay.
And sometimes, depending on finances, I'll ask for a notice of assessment.
Oh,
but
okay.
if they meet the criteria
Yeah.
of they're under the poverty line or they're at it, I very rarely ask for that.
Okay.
Because I know their situation. They're in the
Right.
community. They could be on Ontario Works or ODSP or any sort of income.
Okay.
They fill out the application, and then I fund them depending on what they
Okay.
need it for. It could be registration, could be uniform, equipment, travel.
Wow.
Sometimes where parents are involved,
Yeah.
I will pay for the parents as well. Through
Oh, wow, that's great.
CAMDA will pay for
Yeah,
the parents.
yeah.
Because I think it's so important that parents go on the
It is,
journey.
yeah.
Managers and coaches try to take over the parenting role. It doesn't work, because I think that the reason why CAMDA was established is because, families, they divide. Kids get so angry at their parents because
Yeah,
they can't do it.
Yeah.
And so they look to their coaches and manager for guidance. Well, where CAMDA comes in is your mom, your dad, and you're always going to be that. And if you can't make it for one trip, apply. And if we've got the funding, we'll absolutely do it for you.
Yeah.
That's the uniqueness
That's
about
great.
CAMDA. Nobody else does that.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yes.
So let's talk about funding.
Yes.
How do you get funding?
Well, funding is, I had an amazing philanthropist who donated, the first large sum of money to
Nice.
CAMDA Sports Foundation,
Great.
and that got us going.
Yeah.
And so, there's, a decision that I have to make shortly as
Okay.
to whether I'm going to resign from my day job and
Wow.
pursue CAMDA full time so that I can apply for grants, so I can meet funders and
Yeah.
investors and donors,
Yeah.
because it takes time.
It does.
For
Yes,
greatness,
of course.
right? And to build something so
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
It's applying for grants, and it's partnering with like-minded charities and not-for-profits in the community,
Nice.
not-for-profit organizations in the community that want to do the same thing.
Right.
So therefore, when funders and grantors see that, they know that you're working together for a common goal, and it's for the kids.
Right.
And so. That's where funding comes in, and
Okay.
applying for grants. It takes time.
Yeah.
And so finding a real unique investor who
Yeah.
believes in you and your dream is what I'm after.
And it takes time. It's a process.
Absolutely.
So there's a
Absolutely.
funder out there a potential funder who's watching. How
Yes.
can they get connected and become a funder?
Yes, at Camda Sports, or they could find me at Lisa Washington on
Yeah.
Instagram,
Nice.
or my email address, lisawash@hotmail.com. That's
Perfect.
my private one.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear from them if they are about the community and about supporting kids in sports, arts, education, and music. We want to hear from them because there's
Wonderful.
great kids in the community,
Yeah.
amazing, vulnerable kids that need their support.
And what about expanding?
I would love to expand.
Yeah.
I would love to expand across Canada. But right now we fund across Canada.
So then,
yeah,
that's
we
great.
fund.
So-
But to have different chapters
Right.
in different regions is
Yeah.
something that I'd look forward to in the future, absolutely. But
Okay.
right now I want to fine tune Toronto.
Yeah.
I want to learn everything and do everything here first for the kids at home, and then branch out.
Sounds like a great plan.
Yes, yes.
Sounds like a great plan.
Yes.
So you assist many youth that
Yes.
come through your doors.
Yes.
And there's probably many examples you have of his success stories. Is there one particular in your mind that you can think of that has been, wow, huge
Mm-hmm.
success story for Camda?
You know what? Camda's 3 years old. It started
Yeah.
in 2012.
Okay.
We're still fairly new.
Yeah.
There's so many success stories.
Yeah.
I can tell you a story of 2015. It was Christmas, and a family came to me to assist them. That's out of Camda's mandate and scope and vision and mission. However, being the founder and CEO, I think it's my duty to help where I can.
Yeah.
And they needed Christmas gifts. And one of the players needed a pair of shoes, and that
Okay.
was needed for her to play basketball. And so I made it my duty to provide those sneakers.
That's great.
And then I also posted it on Instagram. I bought 2 pairs of Jordans because Jordans are the hot things
Yeah,
that kids want to play
and
in.
expensive.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
had to write me a letter as to why and what does being a leader mean. And some of them
great.
won, but she did get her shoes. So
Wonderful.
and she's
Love it.
fantastic right now. She's
Awesome.
doing amazing things.
Great. After the break, join us as we continue to get to know more about Lisa Washington and all of her accomplishments.